Hello everyone, this is the Commander, and in today's video I'm going to do another review of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, episode 4. We only have 2 left. You gotta think there's gonna be a season 2 at this point, but this is gonna be a breakdown of what happens in the episode, but it's also gonna be a a kind of review because I definitely have some criticisms of this episode. So I'm going to start with the events and then I'll tell you if something happens and it isn't good. So we start off, and Obi-Wan is severely injured after his burns back on Mapuzo. So he's healing in the back to tank on Jabim, which is some kind of planet where this little operation, little rebellion or whatever, it's stationed on. And then Leia is captured by Riva, and she is taken to Nur. And this is a problem because Leia keeps getting captured. Is this the second or third time she gets captured? I think just the second, but it's an over and over again show. It's really not the greatest writing, which I'll definitely touch on more than once in this video. And then we get to see this strike team, that little rebellion that I mentioned, has kind of been assembled, and well, it's really just Tala, the Imperial officer. Well, she's not an Imperial officer, but we see her disguised as an Imperial officer for half the time in this show. So, yeah, you could consider her as an officer. And she's really just going with Kenobi. That's how they could get to rescue Leia. And then, so at this point, Riva tells Leia that Obi-Wan is dead. Now, it's weird. She tells Obi-Wan, and Leia, I don't think knows Ben as Obi-Wan. So this is just like, what? I mean, this really is, there's a lot of mistakes as far as canonical stuff goes in this, for it to be like an actual, put out by Lucasfilm. This could have been put out by some kind of random group of people, even though these people could have done better. But yeah, this is weird that Riva tells her Obi-Wan. It kind of breaks canon. Um, and so then Leia is surprised, of course, when Obi-Wan comes back, but that's not what happens now. So then Tala sneaks into Nor as an Imperial officer, and Nor, we obviously got to see Fortress Inquisitoris. It's a water planet with a kind of a citadel type structure that looks a lot like the one they have on Scarif. It comes out of the water. It's like a water base where the Inquisitors are stationed. And then Obi-Wan swims in, just like Cal Kestis, which this is good and bad. I love Jedi Fallen Order, so I'm glad that we get to see video games being respected like it's part of the mainstream Star Wars universe. That's pretty cool. But seriously, the Empire just lets us swim in. I mean, they have to, and for the second time, I mean, they've got like stations all over the galaxy. They have to have a better security system for this fortress. So yeah, that was kind of dumb as well. And then Riva senses the Force in Leia, so she does sense that Leia is strong. That's what she says there. And Leia does not really know this, but she can resist it. She has the mind ability of the Force. And then Talik's cover is destroyed, and she takes out officers. Another problem. There's some stormtroopers that she's taking out. She slaps it with her hand, as if that's gonna do anything to a stormtrooper's helmet. If this was accurate, she should have slapped it, and then her hand would be like wincing in pain or something. This is just so like cartoonish. This is not even Star Wars at this point. So yeah, they're really. I mean, the first 3 episodes were okay, but they've gone down a crazy path with this one. I mean, this has got to be the worst storytelling we've ever seen in Star Wars, or writing at least. I know the sequels were bad, but at least they had some things going for them and didn't break canon too much or anything like that. I mean, this is really not good. And then Leia, it's interrogated with one of the interrogation machines that we see a lot. And then Kenobi discovered some tombs in the fortress. I think they're all like dead Jedi, and they're kind of in this like amber resin to like preserve their bodies, maybe for a Palpatine clone or something like that. And then Tala enters in her disguise and tells Riva, like, to interrupt the Leia interrogation, that the like network of this little rebellion, it's on Florum. Florum, it's the planet where Hondo Onaka is. If you watch the Clone Wars, that's like where he's set up. And this, of course, it's a lie. The little rebellion, it's on Jabim, but there might be someone else on Florum. We don't know yet. And Riva kind of suspects that it's a lie. And then Kenobi, he's entering and slashing down some troopers. Definitely, it's getting his talents back. So that was one of the only good things in this episode. And back in the other room, Riva is questioning Tala. They don't really agree. And a probe droid, I think they call it a seeker droid. I'm not too I don't really know the difference between a seeker and a probe droid. Seekers are probably just to chase after people, while probes like go to planets to find stuff. That seeker droid chases after Ben, who's met up and rescued Leia, and then an alarm sounds shortly before Riva takes Tala to interrogation. So then Obi-Wan, I really don't know if I should call him Ben or Obi-Wan, because after what Riva said to Leia, it's really, can we just call him Kenobi maybe? Yeah, and he's beginning to get his skills back, as I mentioned before. And we do get to see a Purge Trooper from Jedi Fallen Order, which is really cool. Those guys are great, and I hope we get to see more of them. And they are pretty powerful. They're like Inquisitor guards. They hunt down Jedi too. So I really hope we get to see more of them, but with only 2 episodes left, not a good chance. So yeah, that Purge Trooper, some Stormtroopers, and Riva, they chase after Ben Kenobi. And then, so then, this is also pretty dumb. Kenobi, and so, Talat's just in a regular Imperial officer disguise. Kenobi put on this one, like, robe and cap, and Leia's hiding behind him. It's so weird. And then, Riva and the Purge Troopers chase after them. Riva, it just seems like she's trying too hard, and she's not an interesting character at this point. They want us to, like, sympathize for her after she talks about whatever, she was treated bad at the Jedi Temple or whatever, or something like that, or they took her away or something. But, yeah, she's just kind of annoying. And, so yeah, then some, well, I'm calling them snow speeders. They're not snow speeders. They're probably the same model. I'm not sure what they're called. They fly in and shoot some of the troopers. This is the same people from Jabim, and there's 2 of these snow speeders. And then the Riva kind of lets Obi-Wan and Leia and Tala escapes, so then Vader chokes Riva, and I really wish he killed Riva at this moment. I think he should have. At this, like, that's another problem. They've given Riva way too many chances. Although Riva does say that she has put a tracker on the ship, so that kind of redeems it. Although I would just go ahead and kill Riva. That's a story writer. That's what Vader would do. So I don't see that. And yeah, Vader's kind of been. it's weird because Vader was choking all the random civilians in episode 3, but he let Kenobi away and he let Reva away just easily. And those are its like enemies, kind of. I know Reva's on its side, but he chokes many of his officers. So I'm surprised he didn't kill both of them. Maybe he had some kind of emotional attachment left to Obi-Wan, and maybe there's something that happened with him and Reva in the Jedi Temple, like he spared her as Anakin was going through and killing everyone basically, and he spared her. So maybe there's something there. I really wish we got some more flashbacks so we know what happened, but yeah, Leia, Kenobi, and Tala make it off-world, and then we get to see Lola, who's like the little droid, and she's like flashing red to indicate that they are being tracked. So, I'm also going to talk about like the new biggest Star Wars meme, but so Reva was incredibly overused. This should be Vader versus Kenobi. I mean, I was originally fine with the Inquisitors, but seeing that Reva's the main one, it's really bad. It should have been the Grand Inquisitor or the Fifth Brother. The Fifth Brother is a far more interesting character than Reva, and yeah, here's it. So there's this snowspeeder pilot named Wade, and he got shot down. I don't know if it's he or she because we have no idea who the character is. He got shot down in the sky and bombed, and then they're like, "No, Wade," and it's like so cringy because we have no idea who this character is. They're trying to make us feel sympathetic, but we have absolutely no idea who this character is. It's almost like had I missed an episode, did I accidentally skip an episode? What's the one in between that I should have watched, or what's this in the comics or something? It was really bad story writing. It kind of just summarizes the whole writing and storytelling of this show in a nutshell right there. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. That's pretty generous, I think. The reasons I like this, yes, we get to see Obi-Wan getting better. We don't get to see much of him. We get to see some stuff from Jedi Fallen Order, which is cool, but it's also like the Obi-Wan came in the exact same way as Cal Kestis did, and then Reva's overused, and then the whole Wade thing. So, yeah, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10, but I think that's being very generous. It's probably more like a 6 out of 10. So that's going to do it for this video. Please make sure to subscribe. I'll have the episode 5 review next week. I've about given up on this show, but I'll still do the reviews. It's going to have to do something next episode. I know sometimes they want to cram it all in the finale, but episode 5 has to essentially be the finale part 1. It can't be another filler. This was a filler episode, and it needs to go somewhere. They kind of hinted at Quinlan Voss earlier, but they're really running out of time for that. And they have to bring the Grand Inquisitor back, we know. And then Qui-Gon has to talk to Obi-Wan at some point as well, you'd think. So, yep, please make sure to subscribe. And this is The Commander, signing out.